Hello everyone and welcome back to another stupid YouTube video made by yours truly, where today we're going to be questioning two things in this video. Number one, my sanity, and number two, which is better, PSVR or Oculus Quest. So let's dive straight into this, as we got a lot to cover in a very short amount of time. So I'm going to try and make this as simple and as quick as possible and as informative as possible. Informative. Did I use that word correctly? Probably not. Alright, so starting with how many categories we're going to have and what are those categories. We got graphics, portability, comfortability, controls, games, resolution, tracking, and price. So these are the categories, alright? There's no other categories. Alright? I mean, maybe there are, and I just didn't think of them, which is probably what happened, but at least these are the categories that I personally could think of, and the categories that I think you guys will care about. So, starting with graphics, this is a close one, as the graphics for PSVR and Oculus Quest are actually more similar than you would think, but obviously PSVR wins. Because here's the thing, PSVR is powered by a PlayStation. Oculus Quest is powered by the Snapdragon 835, which is a processor that came out in 2017 for mobile phones. So to say that the Oculus Quest would be able to beat PlayStation would be stupid. But the fact that it comes so close is amazing. So yes, I'm going to give this to PSVR, but Oculus is not far behind. Next, we got portability, and it's won by Oculus. Plain and simple, Oculus is more portable than PSVR. See, everything about the Quest is portable. The compactness of the headset, the fact that it has no wires, the fact that the cameras are built into the headset, it's all portable. The only thing that you'll need to bring the headset with you, the headset, two controllers, and if you're going to be using the headset a lot, then a charger. For PSVR, you need to bring the headset itself, the PlayStation, the camera, the whatever it's called. It's like this box that comes with the PSVR. It's like a breaker box or something. I don't know. Then all the cords to charge the controllers, which you'll need two of, which will require two wall outlets. Not to mention the wall outlet that's already going to be used by the PlayStation. You're just going to need a lot. That nobody in the right mind would bring that with them. So yeah, I have to give this point to Oculus, alright? So it's now tied 1-1, alright? Comfortability, PSVR. The reason why is due to the head straps, alright? So PSVR uses something called a Halo head strap, whereas the Oculus Quest it's called a baseball cap head strap, and the reason why Oculus chose this one is because it's more compact and it's smaller, but it's not as comfortable. So you gotta give it to PlayStation, as it redistributes the weight way better. If you're using it for more extended periods of time, it's perfect. If you're using them both for like half an hour, you're not really gonna notice much of a difference. But if you're using them for extended periods of time, PSVR is gonna be way more comfortable. Next, we got controllers, and this is a very easy win for Oculus, as the PSVR, you have three options for PSVR. You can use a DualShock 4 controller, which was never intended to be used for VR, or you can use a PlayStation Move controller, which was also never intended to be used in VR, and in fact, it came out in 2013 to compete with the Wii. The PlayStation's main VR controllers came out in 2013. That is sad. Not to mention the fact that they don't even have thumbsticks, and there is another controller. It's the PlayStation Aim controller. This one was made for VR, however, uses the same tracking system. I'm not going to talk too much about tracking right now, as we're not in that category. But it is something to note that tracking on these not perfect and nowhere even close. And though the aim controller does have all the right buttons, you have to pay extra for it. Whereas the Oculus Quest already has 2 perfect controllers on them. Next we got games, which is kind of a difficult thing. As yes, in my opinion, right now, PSVR has better games, has a bigger library of games, and the games are better for the most part. That's due to the fact that the Oculus Quest just launched, about 9 days ago at the time of recording. And so it currently only has, I think it's 50 games, whereas PSVR has, I tried Googling it to figure out, but the best answer I could find was 606 VR games, which is way better than the 50 games that are on Quest. However, Quest will get more games soon. So, yeah, while right now PSVR is winning in this category, in the future, it might be losing. So if you're watching this, let's say in 2020 or 2021, right, and you're trying to decide, I would definitely look into the games for Oculus Quest. As at the time of this recording, yes, PSVR has more games, better games, but that might not be the same even just a couple months in the future. Next, we got resolution. Now, this is the simplest category, as it has there's nothing up to opinion. The Oculus Quest has a resolution of 1440 by 1600, which equates to a total number of 2,304,000 pixels. Whereas the PSVR has a resolution of 1920 by 1080, which equates to a total number of 2,073,600 pixels. So that is definitely a win for Oculus, as it has a higher resolution. Next, we got tracking, and this is another category where it's an easy win for Oculus, as the tracking for PlayStation is the worst. I have both of these headsets, by the way, alright? I love both headsets, but the tracking is the main thing that I hate about PSVR. I can get over everything else, but I cannot get over the tracking. The tracking is abysmal. You cannot turn around. You can turn 90 degrees in any given direction, but you cannot turn fully around. You also will run into many issues where the headset tracks perfect, right? But where the controllers, I was kind of mentioned this a little bit, the controllers, they don't track well. I'll notice I'll be playing games and I'll have my hand facing in a different direction than where the controllers are facing, which is very annoying, and it takes me out of the experience. And not to mention that you can't move around that much in the real world, as you have to stay in this 2-foot by 2-foot box. Otherwise, you're going to be out of frame of the camera. Whereas the Oculus Quest has 4 inbuilt cameras, and this is probably the only time where internal tracking is better than external tracking, as it trunks the PSVR's tracking. You can move around as much as you want. You just create your play area, and it can be as big as you want. And you can move around. Your controllers will always be facing in the proper direction, and the headset tracks amazingly. I have only lost tracking in one game, that was Creed Rise to Glory, as my hands were right up against my face, but even then I am pretty confident that that wasn't due to the headset itself, and it was instead due to the game, as I tried putting my hands really close to my face in other games, and it didn't affect it whatsoever. Alright, next we got price. And this is you would think this would be an easy win for PSVR, and it is a win for PSVR, but it's not necessarily an easy one. The Oculus Quest comes in at a price of $399 for 64 gigabytes of storage, whereas PSVR comes in at a price at $349.99. Now, if you have a PlayStation 4, then the PSVR is going to be cheaper. But if you don't have a PlayStation 4, then you're going to have to spend another $200 getting a PlayStation 4 like I had to do. And that'll end up costing you a total of $549.99 plus tax. So, if you have a PlayStation 4, the PSVR is going to be cheaper. If you don't, then the Oculus Quest is going to be cheaper. Alright, so that is the end of our list. So I'm going to give that last one to PSVRs. I'm going to assume that the majority of you have a PlayStation. But if you don't have a PlayStation, then give that point to Oculus. So that was a tie, actually, 4-4, assuming that you have a PlayStation. Now, if you were to ask me what should you get, I would still say get the Oculus Quest, as it is newer, and the categories that PlayStation did win in can be easily overcome. Let's go through it. Graphics, that's just due to optimization. If the developers spend enough time optimizing it, they can get the graphics on par with PSVR. Comfortability, there's a $20 head strap that you can attach to your Oculus Quest, and it makes it just as comfortable as the PSVR. Games, that will be fixed really soon. And price, that one's not really something you can overcome, but even then, that's only a difference of $50. So the categories that PlayStation did win in, they didn't really win in forever, as in time, Oculus will win completely in all the categories. But if you want a PSVR, go ahead. I would advise against that, and I would just get the Oculus Quest if I were you. But do whatever you want. This is merely a video to inform you of what the pros and cons for each headset are. And if you did enjoy them, please make sure to leave a like, and please subscribe, as I am a small, tiny channel, and I really need help growing. So please subscribe, leave a like, share this with your friends, and yeah, have a wonderful day, and hope that you make the right choice on which headset to get. Peace out.